Tim Collins, we're coming today. I'm down with Good Hope Mayor Jerry Bartlett. Jerry, you have some extraordinarily big news. You've got industry coming to the city of Good Hope. Can you tell us about it?
It's the first time we've ever had a plant in the city of Good Hope, and we're real excited. Our council is excited, and we've been working on this for probably 6 months. And what originally happened, we met with Zach Smith, Corey, and myself.
And Zach Smith's with AGCOR Steel, right?
He owns AGCOR Steel, and he has a partner, and his partner's from Gadsden. And they met with us at Omelet Shop there in Good Hope, and we had lunch, and wanted us to see what we could do to get them, because we had some property over there that they could get. And we talked to them, and when it was all over, we just weren't big enough and able to do the things that they wanted us to do. We couldn't give them incentives. Gadsden was giving them a piece of property, and we couldn't come up with $400,000 to give them to pay for the land to offset what Gadsden was going to give them. So when we got back to the truck, I told Corey, I said, I don't think we can do this. Do you think, Corey? And he said, well, I really don't think we're able to do it by ourselves. So after that, Zach went and talked to Dale Greer, and the more he talked to Dale Greer and said, you're going to be losing, 25 to 50 jobs, and they're going to Gadsden. And we're in a shared tax system with Cullman County, and all the municipalities share according to their population. So a few days later, Dale calls me and says, we could, if the Cullman County would give a half a cent, and Good Hope would give a half a cent, and Cullman City would give a half a cent, which we all share in the profits of the tax, then possibly we could get up the $400,000 to pay for the land. So the more we talked about it and kicked it around, more everybody thought, well, hey, Dale, I think you're right. I think it is a pretty good idea. So from that, we had a meeting at Good Hope, and Mayor Jacobs and Chairman Walker and Corey and myself and Cherie Haney and Zach, they all came down to Good Hope City Hall in our chamber and sit down, and we started kicking around ideas. And from that, we'd say, okay, we're going to meet again in a week, or we're going to call in a week. And so, each week we would gain a little more. And so it has worked its way to this, to where we had our 772 hearing last Monday night, which a lot of people don't understand what a 772 is. You can't give away taxpayers' money. But since there's so much incentive-based recruitment now, the Alabama Constitution was changed, and it was the 772 is the change that it made. That's the amendment. So if you use the incentive for economic development, then you can, as long as you advertise 7 days prior to a meeting. And then when you have the meeting, you explain to the people, you do it in a little synopsis. You don't have to put the whole contract in there, but you do a short form, and then you run it in the paper a week prior, and then you come and let the people ask you questions, and then you answer it. And if there's no uproar, the council's going to be good with it. And we had no objections, and we went ahead and we passed ours. And the council passed an amendment saying that I could go ahead and enter into an agreement with Zach Smith and AGCOR. So tonight I came to the City of Cullman and asked them to move forward and do the same and go ahead and advertise their 772. A week ago I went to the chamber meeting,
Cullman County
Commission meeting, and asked Chairman Walker and the commissioners there to do the same that I did tonight. And so they went ahead and started their advertising for their 772, and at their next meeting they will go ahead and answer questions and hopefully pass an amendment to let them go ahead and sign the contract also. So we're about 2 weeks away from the city council here at Cullman doing the same, and at that point we should be all three entities ready to sign the agreement with Zach Smith.
Well, and from my way of seeing the world, assuming that all happens and all three entities come together in agreement, This is historic. I've never heard of these three bodies coming together in a joint venture, for lack of a better way of saying it, to move economic development countywide. That's what's happening, right?
That's exactly what's happening, and it has not ever happened. And the only thing, Tim, that I can put my finger on that caused this to happen is because we trust each other. Number one, we like each other, and we trust each other. I mean, Mayor Jacobs calls me or I call him, and I ask for advice, and he calls me and asks. We all do. Kenneth Walker and the commissioners, Kerry and Gary, you know, I can pick up the phone and call them. I trust what they are going to tell me, and they do the same. You know, we don't lie to each other, and we don't care to work with each other because we don't think either entity is trying to pull anything over each other, and I think that is great for government.
Well, and as a citizen,
Yes.
who watches this, I think all of us in the world of the citizen wants to see that. We don't want to see infighting. We don't want to see communities in Cullman County against each other. So this is a great achievement if you can fully pull it off. It looks like you're going to.
And you can see this is a very progressive council that they have here. We have the same at Good Hope. Corey works with me. He's like my city planner, and he's a state legislator, and you know he is just invaluable to us.
Well, now let's talk about the real benefit to Good Hope in the county. This is not a little business. Tell us about the economic impact.
They're gonna do about $8 to $10 million. They're gonna add 20 new jobs, which they've already got 14. You know, we could see some growth in the first year or two. You know, we could be looking at 50 plus people. You just don't know how fast the economy is going to let it grow. But right now, it just looks real good. They're kind of unusual in the fact that they're going to do retail and manufacturing. So that was another thing, that retail would help with the tax base for all of us.
Sure. Well, and Good Hope's officially open for business, if I'm hearing you right.
Absolutely.
Jerry, thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. Good job on this.
Thank you, Tim.